and welcome back to another Stretch the Sketch video. Here's the sketch that we are using today. I am going to do something that is new for me. I'm going to use this Traveler's Notebook from Felicity Jane. What I've been doing with this notebook, or what I plan to do, this is only the third one I've done and I've never done one on camera before, is to use this book for funny memes that I find, or, quotes or things that relate to just me. Not necessarily my kids or my family, but things that my children will be able to look back on and get a glimpse of what mom liked. Because, all too often we're behind the camera or our identity is just mom. So I wanted this to be about things that I liked outside of being a mom. So the spread today is 2 little funny quotes about the actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He plays Negan on The Walking Dead, which is a show I thoroughly enjoy. But he also played John Winchester in a show called Supernatural. And I will admit that is my guilty pleasure. I am a Supernatural superfan. I've seen every episode. He was in the first season. It's about 2 brothers who deal with anything and everything supernatural. And the first season, they went in search of their father, who was lost on a supernatural hunting trip. But it's interesting to see the parallels between the 2 characters on completely different shows. But the one picture says, it has a picture of Negan, and then it says, "Not sure if I should hate him or lick my TV screen," because there is something very intriguing about his character. He's got a lot of confidence and very funny one-liners. But then the other one says, "Negan and Lucille," that is his weapon of choice. It's a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. It says, "Negan and Lucille, still a better love story than Twilight." So my journaling will say, something about him being an actor on 2 of my favorite TV shows. And just something for the kids to go, mom liked something more than, cooking and cleaning and doing our laundry. So to the actual process here, the sketch had 2 photos on top of each other towards the left-hand side. So you'll see I'm using this, I don't know if it's exactly a meme, but this little funny clip that has the picture of him on the top and the words on the bottom as the 2 photos from the sketch. And then I am adding a 3rd photo closer to where that cluster down in the right-hand corner is going to be. You will see I will struggle with where to put that. Oh, I'm gluing down using my Nuvo glue pen. I have come to love that thing. I have so much more success with that than I did with the Zig 2-way glue pen. But here you're going to see I wasn't sure where to put this one, because I didn't want to cover up the banner portion of my layout. I really liked it next to the other photo, but then you would have had to fold that photo in the middle, and I didn't really like that idea. So I decided to put it down where, or near where, that cluster was in the sketch. So obviously my banner shape, can you hear my little one running around upstairs? She should be in bed, but she took a late nap today. Obviously my banner shape comes directly from the sketch. There was a banner piece there. But other than that, my background piece, there was a background piece in the sketch with the banner over top, and then there was some stitching to the left-hand side in the sketch, so I just used washi tape for that. And now I'm going to start embellishing. I did not have any embellishments that went with this paper pack. It's a very old simple stories. I think it was called 24/7. I actually got 2 of them on clearance at Hobby Lobby years ago. And I love it, but like I said, I have no embellishments. So I'm using this hexagon paper like an embellishment and just cutting the pieces out. I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut them all because it took me a little while. The whole layout or, spread or page or whatever you want to call a traveler's notebook only took me about a half hour. But it still gets pretty tedious watching me just, cut tiny hexagons out and arrange them on the page. So I do a few here so you can kind of see my thought process, see that I'm attempting to not put 2 patterns together too closely or 2 colors. But there they are, all cut out. I don't know that they're glued down at this point. They might be. I might have cut out me gluing them down because obviously you know how to do that. So now I'm going to use some chipboard stickers. They're black with a gold dot. I used those because I had some metallic embellishments that I wanted to bring in for kind of the barbed wire feel. Oh, wait, they aren't glued down. But I thought that paid tribute to the barbed wire that's wrapped around his weapon of choice. And I also brought in some red arrows. They are both from Freckled Fawn, a kit that I got years and years ago. That I've put a little basket on my desk of things that I'm really trying to use up. They're too nice to just throw away, but they don't match any particular collection, so they're just there, and I've been trying to reach for them each time I make a layout to get them used up. So once I get all of these down, there's not much else left to do. I use some Tim Holtz Tiny Words. It's the snarky small talk. And I use those because in both shows, Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays characters that, give you pretty good one-liners. So I thought the snarky words made for, a play on that. Here's where I'm putting those metallic embellishments on. And the words that I chose, or the phrases that I chose, one says, "Don't judge me." And the other one says, "I miss you like an idiot misses the point." And that sounds exactly like something he would say in the show. And the one thing I noticed about these snarky words is that they have very long ends. Like there's a lot of black before the quote starts and a lot of black after the little saying ends. So all I do is snip that off to make it fit nicely on my hexagons. And the longer one I just snip in 2 pieces so I can place them, one on top of another. I bought this on a whim, this snarky book, and it is actually really funny. I'm going to a crop this weekend, and I actually brought it with me to hopefully use on some of my more silly pages of my husband and I. So now I'm looking for something to put up in the right-hand corner of that photo. There is something there in the sketch, and I thought my area did need something. It was just too blank there. So those are just journaling spots that they aren't sticky. They're just a pack of them. I've had them for years, but they worked well as far as the colors go and the shape. So now I'm going to take, this is my favorite pen, the Uniball Signo. I think it's a broad. And I'm going to draw 2 messy lines around the outside of my page. And the reason that I did that is it just kind of felt like everything was floating off the page. I don't know if it was because the white page in this particular book is super stark white, and then the pictures of him were dark, but it just felt floating. So I closed it in with those 2 messy lines. And then I chose to do my journaling around the outside of my layout, so to speak, because if I put it, the only place I really had enough white space to put it was down the right-hand side, and I just felt like then that would be too much black sitting there. So I thought if it went around the whole thing, it just kind of blended in with the paper. So last but not least, what you're going to see me do is splash some red ink on the layout. It's Postbox Red by Dilutions. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't like to use that because it looks like blood. That is exactly what I wanted for this layout, because he and Lucille are pretty bloody, and so is the Supernatural show. So I thought, for me, it played well to that. So anyway, we're at the end of the video, guys. I want to thank you for watching. I want to tell you that everyone's videos are going to be in the description box below, a link to all of them. Please make sure to hop on over and see what they created. And I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts on my first ever videoed Traveler's Notebook layout. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.